So this is sort of a cross-genre piece. I think of it as a poem, but I have a very loose rules about what poetry is, so it's a poem. And but the thing you should know is it's called Temper and Felicity Are Lovers, and the narrator is Felicity, and she is a paranoid young woman who thinks that some they is trying to steal her identity and make her into like a body snatchers type situation, like zombifier or something. So she's really freaked out, and she thinks everything around her is trying to colonize her brain, and which may or may not be true. And then there's the head of our body. Our body is the state. Felicity is the narrator. And then there's the head of the body, who is the head of the body, who likes to speak about what the body should do, and who the body should pray to, and stuff like that. So there are different characters. And this is actually something I wrote before writing biology that sort of gave birth to writing biology in a weird, paranoid way. So you should know utility poles are really a means of wiring the continent of our body, which is the nervous system of our body. Okay. Temper and Felicity are lovers. Opening. The first time I realized I was not alone in time and song, signally, I had been listening to someone outside myself making sense, saying something like, "Stuck on this sweet part, etc." Meanwhile, I was hearing this, the high pitch of the wind through those trees that look ragged from all the blowing, like ancient Greece trees, or like the logo for Pebble Beach golfing, and I understood it all to mean that I was not the most of anything, really. I was just merely a part of something else. And instead of feeling at ease with my newfound freedom from the unreasonable burden of stress and responsibility that comes with being alone, I became angry with my loss of territory, of station, of class, and overwhelmingly silent. I no longer knew how to position myself in my own world, which had more than disappeared, it had contracted. Here, you see, I found myself without self, unable to make the slightest gesture. I would attempt some sort of communion. And of course, this someone outside of myself, making sense, became my most despicable enemy. The host of my love that causes, I felt being as complete sound. Spit would leave my lips, drool run down my chin. I would motion with my arms, contort my body in an attempt to position myself in relation to myself. But I was silent for a very long time, and this is what I read. This is from George Oppen. The steel worker on the girder learned not to look down, and does his work. And there are words we have learned not to look at, not to look for substance below them. But we are on the verge of vertigo. That's from the building of the skyscraper. The set. October 2nd, 19 blank. A wide street, a gentle neighborhood, clean gutters, not even leaves. The light is a deep blue but bright. A wide sidewalk on either side, perfectly lined, perfectly symmetrical, single-family homes. 3 utility poles on either side of the block, holding between and among themselves the best and only way for the inhabitants to ignore one another. Green plastic Easter basket grass in the place of actual grass stretches synthetically before each home off the symmetrically precise stretch of pavement, before each yellow, brown, blue, white, and green house, neatly trimmed hedges, cotton ball clouds in the sky. My name is Felicity. I am wearing a purple dress. Thank you for keeping it down, the noise. I am resting. My favorite way to fall asleep is in the sun, in my bed, with the sun coming through the window hitting my face so that when I close my eyes, everything is white. And the glare makes my eyes squint in my room a bright yellow, and I feel like I'm inside the sun when I'm resting resting cradled in its ultraviolet SPF 60 asbestos burning way, I feel safe. This place that is outside that place, this place makes me this way, hard to understand. Foreign-born, this place swallows places. This place swallows places that used to be a place long before it was an acknowledged place. You see it now, a little, you see it now, then you decide not to see it anymore, because it makes you feel the kind of sorrow that burns inside you. It makes you confuse the burn of sorrow with the burn of sex. And instead of asking yourself why, you would rather not ask yourself why you prefer to take the history of that place as beginning when this place swallowed that place, you fix on not side and have sex. Inaugural translation. In the scrotum that I once colonized, seated next to a million other one-shot sour, now dislocated tongue, now frantic mustard spangle, now incoherentria, prior to the elongation of the hip vowel moment, slide by in Congress, duped congregator in its entirety, revealed before us line by line escapement route, antebellum roadster philosophy, expounded capital, breezed by sentiment ex-languid, sportscasters filing lawsuits versus the poet baseball player breathe in the rain, now pelted with Sunday, now exhaling window cleaner, now inhale experimental chemical warfare is fair, not fair but fair. Entangled conditions representing meager means, representing exfoliation, representing the profane urgency of angelic philanthropic devils, each soldier occupied on the one and the eight, frequent taverns, frequent clinics, frequent no-fly zones, qua malformation of the continent upon which we desires occupation. There is no revolution, we does not instruct, we does not construct, we does not color. Providence has censored reason. Here I am now. Over my head are trees that are supposedly 350 years old. I was only 6 when they arrived. Over my head, 350 years old. Supposed trees, I was 6, she says. A bright light glares, a city on a hill, the head will speak.